Good evening, Falcon football fans. I'm Brian Fleming, and Sean Cockrell, my colleague, will be back up in the booth here shortly. It is Military Appreciation Night at Bill Nelson Field here in West Burlington as the undefeated Fighting Falcons of West Burlington, Notre Dame, will be entertaining the Bloodhounds from Fort Madison High School. We've still got about 4 minutes on the clock before we get started. I'm sure if we were to go back in time and look at all of the experts and what local fans would have predicted for this season, being 3-0 probably wouldn't be on the top of most of our lists, although we would like that. Coach Brewer has done an outstanding job of preparing these young men. They've worked hard all summer, lifting, working out, practicing together, and they've really gelled into a very competitive team. They are 3-0 overall. They're 1-0 in the league. Fort Madison comes in 0-3 overall and 0-1 in Class 3, District 5. Last year, the Bloodhounds were respectable at 2-7, but they were 0-6 in their district, while the Falcons were 4-5 and 2-4 in the district. Neither team is ranked, and overall, these teams have met historically 7 times, and Fort Madison leads the series 4-3, but I'm sure Coach Brewer has a lot of incentive to try to even that up and to go 4-0. And as I mentioned, thank you for your service, Sean Cockrell. You were down there getting honored with the rest of our active military personnel, our families of deceased personnel from the military, as well as our veterans. And we appreciate everything you all do and what you've done for our country. And despite what's happening in the NFL and other places, everyone stood up. Everybody was respectful of our flag tonight. And
that flag looked beautiful coming out, too, Brian. I mean, that was awesome.
They've really got quite a game day atmosphere, or game night atmosphere here at Bill Nelson Field. Beautiful new irrigation system was installed, and the field is in outstanding condition. Have a really good crowd. There's a lot of momentum built around this program, and I'm not sure how long it's been. You might know, Sean. When's the last time the Falcons went 4-0? Do you know?
2008, Ryan. They went 4-0. Obviously, that's been 8 years and a different regime, so on and so forth. I like how the Falcons are looking. Fort Madison comes in kind of limping along at 0-3.
Well, speaking of limping, you will not see Isaiah Trousel in action tonight. He's got his jersey on, but he doesn't have his pads on. He's not going to play tonight. He's been hampered by a lower leg injury for the last couple of weeks. He did play most of the game last week on defense only, but he's going to rest that leg tonight. Certainly, Coach Brewer and his staff is not overlooking Fort Madison by any stretch.
They come at you with a running attack. They really don't throw the ball, so our defensive line needs to step up, which they were kind of suspect last week against Fairfield.
Yeah, I believe last week, I'm not sure what the yardage was, but Fairfield, which was a big upset that they went up there to Fairfield and won on the road. But they'll be put to the test tonight with that power running game. And if the Falcons can slow down that running game and force Fort Madison to long yardage situations, it could be a long night for the Bloodhounds as the Falcons shoot for a unblemished 4-0 start to the 2016 campaign.
They definitely, if they do hold them, and we need to stick to our game. Play, spread the ball around like they have been. Our defensive line steps up. This could be a great night for Falcon football.
Well, and it would be a shame if anything could happen, obviously, during a high school football game. But on paper, you would expect this to be a I don't know if lopsided is the right word to put, but I'm sure the Falcons are confident. They've done enough studying of film and scouting of this Fort Madison team. They've got some of the toughest games behind them on their schedule, and of course they've won all 3 of them. So hopefully that'll give these guys a chance to enjoy themselves, put some points on the scoreboard, and maybe get a few of the younger guys some playing time tonight.
Well, we were talking about scores before we kick off here. We do have all audio only, so we'll have to little bit more descriptive this evening. My color will have to be a little more color than usual.
More colorful, yeah.
So,
well, we are about ready to get the foot in the ball. Number 35 for the Bloodhounds will kick it away. That's A.J. Nolting. And back deep for your Falcons.
And it was a little squib kick.
Doesn't matter because he squibbed it up to about the 35-yard line, covered up by the Falcons special teamers. And we will be 1st and 10, West Burlington Notre Dame ball at their own 35-yard line.
35-yard line. Your Falcons tonight are in black with green letters, green helmets, green pants, and Fort Madison with the white jerseys, red numbers, and red pants.
Well, as you might expect, Day takes the snap out of the shotgun and runs around the right side. He is a dangerous young player. He has shown that he's got a powerful arm. He's very quick, very athletic. So he is a true dual threat when it comes to sophomore quarterbacks in this league. And he has completed 33 of 56 passes for 511 yards and 6 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions so far this season for Drake Day.
Penalty marker on the field.
Well, they're moving it back the other direction. Somebody must have moved a little early, got a little anxious.
Yep, that's the call.
So we're going to step it off 5 yards. And it's 2nd down now and 6 for WBND on Military Appreciation Night. Beautiful night for football. We had a little bit of rain earlier in the afternoon, but clouds look to be moving out, and weather is about 73 degrees is the temperature.
It's about 78 here in the press box. Not that we're complaining. But that was a handoff to
maybe
Ramos.
Mr. Schmidt can find us an air conditioner or a fan or something up here.
They didn't install that?
3rd down for the Falcons here. Day takes it, goes right side, and a Falcon 1st down to about the 47-yard line.
Clayton Poe for Fort Madison, a senior defensive back and quarterback, made the stop, but not until Day scampered for the 1st down. And that brings the ball almost to midfield. It's up to the about 48.5, 49-yard line. Day is in the shotgun. He will not have the services of Isaiah Trousel tonight, as we might have mentioned. So he wisely takes a dive at, about the 49 of Fort Madison to avoid getting his helmet knocked off. Smart move.
Quentin Estrada with a nice hit on Day right there to hold him to only, 2 yards?
Yeah, Fort Madison this year on defense is averaging or allowing 45 points a game, while the Falcons are only allowing about 14. So, again, on paper, Sean, you would expect positive results if you're a fan of the green and black. So we'll just have to see. We'll have to play. That's why they play the games. We certainly.
And another penalty marker on the field.
That'll drive a coach nuts, especially this far along into the season.
False start.
Still be 2nd down. 9:55 to play in the first. Ball's on the 46-yard line. 2nd and 13 now after they step off the infraction. Day is in the shotgun. He's going to throw.
Left side, incomplete. Nice little screen.
That was intended for Drayton Levine, the freshman. My mistake, it was Tanner Snodgrass. But nonetheless, it was incomplete, and we are 3rd and long, 3rd and 13 for Drake Day and the Falcon offense. He's going to pass out of the shotgun.
Oh, and nearly, well, way over. Who is that?
That
Levine.
pass,
Yeah, way
well,
over Levine's head.
I'm being told that they might have changed numbers here. We believe that's Snodgrass, number 20,
Okay.
and not Drayton Levine. So it was incomplete, overthrown. 4th down and 13.
Back to punt. Where punter is.
Look out. He gets it away.
Nice solid punt. Fair catch called and fumbled by the Bloodhounds, but it looks like they might have possession.
Landon Bentley, the senior split end, couldn't get a handle on it, but he jumped on the ball wisely and brings up a 1st down and 10 for Fort Madison from their own 25-yard line.
Looked like he was more worried about doing this fair catch signal than catching the ball.
Not a lot of size up front for the Bloodhounds. They've had quite a few young men have to play both ways this year. And
a great tackle by the Falcons.
that's number 20. We assume that is Tanner Snodgrass. He got out and got penetration and sealed off that left end, and they tried to do a little run option, and Snodgrass was there to...
He sniffed it right out. He was there, dropped in the backfield, a loss of...
About 5. I know Coach Brewer is, as are a lot of Falcon fans, very impressed and excited about both the Snodgrass boys, Tanner and Tate. They've both had outstanding campaigns so far.
Another go left side, and he went absolutely nowhere, their quarterback.
Quite a few Falcons in on the stop, including number 32, Ramos, that was there to kind of wrestle down
And timeout for
Glenn Marker, their
Madison.
quarterback.
Timeout already.
Well, we'll take a timeout as Fort Madison does the same with 8:41 in the first quarter remaining. The score is 0-0. We'll be back shortly.
And we're back. Timeout is now over. 3rd down for the Bloodhounds.
3rd down, 18, out of kind of a wishbone formation. And that's pretty much the same play they've ran 3 straight times with the same result, which is a loss. Tate Snodgrass made the stop for the Falcons, bringing up 4th down and 18 and a punting situation for Fort Madison.
We're good. I was just checking the live stream to make sure we're up and running.
Rel Green is back deep to receive the punt from Fort Madison. They
Little late entry there by the Bloodhounds. Ooh, and a bad punt. End over end, just out of bounds at about the 40. What are they going to spot at? 45? 35. I would like to see Greer at least return one tonight.
He's going to have a lot of opportunities because so far the offense for Fort Madison has been sputtering. 3 and out on their first 2 possessions here at beautiful Bill Nelson Field. Out of the shotgun.
Handoff. Up the middle. He keeps going. Ooh, and laid out by Fort Madison, number 2.
Chance Red Donald really poured the coals to Ramos, but after a very nifty gain of 15, 18 yards.
That Chance Red Donald is their star player. He's a junior. He leads the team in rushing as well, besides being on defense.
Back again out of the shotgun is Day. Does pretty much the same thing. Hands off. This time to Brian Brem, the 5'11 junior.
Forward
He doesn't.
progress to the 20.
Second down and 10. Clock is running. They are approaching, I guess you'd say they're on, if not in, the red zone on the 20-yard line of Fort Madison. He's got kind of a offset formation, 2 receivers wide left.
Oh,
and
he's
2
got a
wide
seam.
right.
He's got a seam, Brian. He's in for a touchdown.
Brian Brem, a 5'11 junior, had a big hole over the right side. The offense spread wide right and wide left. That kind of opened up the field, and Brian Brem took advantage of it.
Found that seam and just ran downhill all the way to the end zone. Falcons take the lead early.
Brian Brem is not the fastest on the team, but pretty close. He's also part of that Falcon track team.
And the point after attempt kick is blocked and no good. 6-0 now Falcons here in this first quarter. Yeah, I got to like, Brian, our offensive line right now. They are handling things. They're looking good, and nobody's getting through. This running game, this last drive was great.
Let's take a quick break while we get ready for kickoff, and we'll be back with the score. West Burlington 6, Fort Madison 0.
And Falcons ready to kick off here. Nice solid kick. And it's going into the end zone, Brian.
I'm not sure who that is kicking off.
Gifford is
He's
our
not
kicker.
the only one that changed a jersey on us in our programs here, Sean.
He says has number 10, I
Slater
guess.
Gifford is our kicker.
They maybe these are alternative jerseys like we do in baseball. You know, different numbers for different colored jerseys, because these are the blackout jerseys. Not only military night, it's also blackout here at Bill Nelson Field.
First and 10, Fort Madison from their own 20-yard line. And the quarterback keeper around the right side.
Nice coverage by
Doesn't give their quarterback, Lennon Barker, a whole lot of room, but he does muster up a very short gain of about 4 or 5 yards.
I don't know who made the stop.
I'm guessing those defensive linemen and linebackers have got to be licking their chops, knowing that historically these guys do nothing but run the football.
Well, and they converged on that last play very well. 3 or 4 Falcons right there to stop, and second down here for Fort Madison.
A high snap to the quarterback.
Uh-oh. Number 12.
That's Barker, who also seconds in at quarterback as well. They rotate them in and out, it looks like, and that was a run good enough for a first down out to about the 39-yard line of Fort Madison. A host of Falcons were in on that stop after he got a significant gain.
I think our defensive line needs to play like they did against Mediapolis. Get in there and shake that quarterback up a little bit.
Fort Madison in shotgun. This time it's Brennan.
And
he has a little pressure, and he's going to throw. And it falls to the ground right at midfield. There weren't a whole lot of white jerseys near that pass.
No.
So it's incomplete. Second down now and 10. That I'd have to look back and see in my notes, but that might be about the 5th pass that he has attempted, or they have attempted this entire season. I believe he's had a couple of them returned for touchdowns, a couple of interceptions in the last couple of games. So there is
Playing it safe, as it were.
second down, 10 yards to go for Fort Madison.
Right on the 39-yard line, right in front of us. Fort Madison going right to left. And
Oh, my goodness. They try a little option, and the ball.
Little who's on first, what's on second in that backfield. Nobody knew
Yeah, they weren't
who
sure
was getting
who was
the
supposed to grab
ball.
the ball. The defensive end got in to disrupt things a little bit, and as the quarterback tried to flip it out to his running back, the ball fell to the ground, and
That was
ball.
teetering on a fumble back there.
I was surprised that they whistled that dead. I thought that would be a fumble.
See if our defensive line could put them away here on third down. Third and very long for Fort Madison.
Another man in motion goes to the weak side.
Ooh,
Here comes
great,
a little
great.
blitz.
Sacked by your Falcons. He had no chance. Now that's the defensive line we know and love right there.
Landon Greer in on that stop along with two or three other defenders that came in and just smothered Clayton Poe, the quarterback for Fort Madison. And that now brings up a fourth down and 16, and we're going to punt it away and see if we can get another.
We got back there Greer and is that
Snodgrass.
Snodgrass.
If you don't know the number, we're pretty close if we just say Snodgrass, because there's a couple of them out there, and they're usually around the football. So
25, 30, 50% chance. Oh, and Greer picks it up on the bounce. Here he goes. Here he goes, Brian. Almost had one man to beat. Knocked out of bounds at about the 45. He took a terrible punt and picked it up and took it for about, 15 to 20 yards on that return.
He took his time. He was waiting for that ball to kind of stop rolling, and they were going to down it for a dead ball, and he decided the last second to pick it up and ran around the end and down the left sideline and got about a 19-yard return out of it. So that's first and 10. Days in the shotgun. Looks for a quick out pass. Complete to Snodgrass. He spins out of a defender's hands and still on his feet. Doesn't want to go down.
Penalty marker thrown right at Snodgrass when he
Quentin
caught the ball.
Estrada eventually made the stop, but Snodgrass is very elusive. He loves that spin move. I've seen him do that very effectively here at Bill Nelson Field. And we do have a penalty flag, like Sean mentioned. We also have some rain now coming down.
Yes, we do.
I spoke too soon when I said we had a perfect night for football.
A little bit of
Let's
rain.
see what the flag is, Sean. It is going against the Falcons. Let's see what the officials tell us. So far, they haven't told us anything. Here we go. Oh, I'm sorry. It was a block in the back.
I say it was right there
Our
when he came
executive
loose.
producer and spotter extraordinaire was on top of that one again.
So
Thank you,
a
Mr. Schmidt.
first and very long for the Falcons here.
And Day's looking to pass. He gets it away to Greer.
Greer taken out of bounds at about the 42-yard line. So the Falcons get almost what they lost on that penalty back in that first play.
And it looked like that was Lorenzo Riles, that 6'2" junior, that made the initial contact to slow down Greer. Gain of about 2 brings up second down now and 12 for the Falcons. I would say it's a sprinkle or
Just a lazy
a
rain.
light shower, yeah, coming down. That don't know that'll alter Coach Brewer's game plan.
Dre, he tries to go long, and his receiver did not catch up to the pass.
Well, little miscommunication maybe there. The route kind of got shortened, and Snodgrass's pass, or I'm sorry, Snodgrass was looking for it, but he was overthrown by Day by a good 5 or 7 yards. So incomplete pass. Third down now and 12. We're right at about the 4-minute and 18-second mark here in the first quarter, and Day's going to keep it. He takes the ball around the left edge over towards the Fort Madison bench, gets knocked out of bounds
about midfield.
Right at about the midfield stripe, Sean, and that is not going to be enough for a first down.
Bring in the punters and try to pin these guys back deep into their
First. I think this will be our first punt of the night. It says 16. Who is that punting? Gifford is back to punt. Kind of a lazy snap. There's a penalty marker right before the ball was snapped. Offsides against the Bloodhounds. And I'm guessing with that 5-yard walk-off, we'll either have a first down or Coach Brewer will go for the first down.
Yeah, here comes the offense. 4th and 1. And I would take it to one of our backs up the middle and let that offensive line handle it.
Yeah, 4th and less than a yard. And I'm guessing since you don't see him in the shotgun, Drake Day is going to try to keep it or hand off to a running back, which he does.
Great run.
Nice block by number 5, Tate Snodgrass. Luke Shipley was the carrier, number 9. He burrowed up through the middle of that line and got the first down. So thank you very much, Fort Madison, for giving us the 5-yard walk-off and an opportunity to get another first down and keep this drive alive.
It looked like a textbook run for a first down, Brian. Just give it to the big man and let him run.
Well, the ball is sitting on the 44-yard line of Fort Madison.
Hand off.
There's a give to Greer. Nice burst of speed over the left tackle.
He gets into open field. Nobody's going to catch him. That looked really good.
Riles on the stop for Fort Madison. I'm sure any team that's preparing to play West Burlington Notre Dame has to obviously be aware of their team speed, especially at those skill set positions. And Snodgrass now, one of those gifted athletes with a lot of speed, is split wide left.
Defense is just scrambling around, moving, trying to pick up on who they're taking.
Tanner Snodgrass.
And a bad snap goes beyond Dre, and he does not get onto it. It's obviously slick.
West Burlington recovered their own fumble. Day tried to wisely hop on that and cover it up, but I think, as you said, Sean, with the rain out there, it kind of jumped out from underneath them, and I believe it was Snodgrass that was in pursuit to make sure that he covered that ball up. So it's going to be third down and forever.
Yes.
For the Falcons, and we have a whistle and a timeout. Coach Brewer is going to take a timeout and talk this over, and we're going to take a timeout, and we'll be back with you just in a few short minutes.
And we're back from the timeout. Third and a lot for the Falcons right here, Brian.
It might take a miracle, but it didn't take a miracle for the Chicago Cubs to clinch today, Sean.
Congratulations. From a Cardinal fan, we're still trying to make the wild card so we can meet you in the playoffs.
Good luck to the Cardinals, but it's a pretty exciting day for the Cub fans and the Cub organization. Oh, the official gets in the way as Drake Day is running for his life.
That was a terrible play from the beginning to end.
Diego Lozano was in hot pursuit of Day, and Day just kept scrambling over towards his own bench. He bumped into an official by accident, and the ball falls incomplete.
Oh, I see we got the little guy out there taking care of the ball. He's got a towel. He's managing to keep the ball dry so our players could get a better grip on it. Punt here by Gifford. Ooh, a nice punt. Very nice punt. Takes a Falcon bounce.
Clayton Poe is letting that ball just fly over his head. He doesn't want anything to do with it, and it settles in inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line where the Bloodhounds will take over 1st and 10. 6-0 in favor of the Falcons. 2 minutes and 19 seconds remain here in the first quarter at Bill Nelson Field. A light little rain shower is falling here, but nothing too extreme. I don't think we have to worry about it affecting play too severely. A lot of umbrellas out, a lot of fans out tonight. Other than that rain, it's a beautiful night for football.
Not a bad turnout from Fort Madison either across the field, being a close community to West Burlington.
Yeah, this formation that they use, they have two quarterbacks essentially, one running back next to the flank to the quarterback, and they kind of alternate snaps. Clayton Poe, number 3, and Lennon Barker, number 12, and not really a cross-buck kind of formation, but you're not exactly sure which one's going to get that snap.
Well, it's sure not fooling our defense. We're in the backfield. Loss of what, 6 on the play? Oh, 3.
Loss of about 3. Second down, 13.
But our line sniffed that out. They were right back there.
Again, if you have the luxury of knowing a team's going to run it at you as often as these guys do, I'm sure these defenders are just drooling, knowing they can go in there and.
Oh, nice stop by. Who was that? 22.
That was Hohenthaler, and he knocked Shantz Red Donald down to the ground after maybe a gain of 1.
He was getting ahead of steam coming at him too. So that was a great stop by Hohenthaler.
Yeah, nice stick by Hohenthaler, the 6'3" junior. And it's 3rd and 9.
Handoff, slip and fall in the backfield by the Bloodhounds.
That was Gully, number 25, that took the quick pitch. They were running out of the shotgun formation on every play up till now, and that was a more traditional formation where the quarterback was under center. Quick pitched it. It lost 4 as he tried to manage that ball. Probably that weather is affecting the grip on that ball, and it's 4th and 13, Sean.
And Fort Madison back to punt. Deep in their own territory. Bad snap or something here might.
That's A.J. Nolting.
Help the Falcons.
Gets off a pretty good kick. But it will still give the Falcons decent field position. It's at about the 44-yard line of the Bloodhounds where the Falcons will take over.
Not much hang time to his punt, Brian. Kind of a line drive punt off his foot.
Well, the Falcons have the lead and they have the ball. It's 1st and 10. Drake Day is in that familiar shotgun formation.
He's got 2 receivers set right side.
And left side. Looks like the same formation that Brem scored on earlier in the first quarter.
Cue that for a 9-yard run, Brian.
And the clock is running down. We're going to probably not get another playoff here before the first quarter expires. Estrada makes the stop for Fort Madison, and we will run out of time. And at the end of 1 quarter of play here at Bill Nelson Field, the score, West Burlington, Notre Dame 6 and Fort Madison 0. We'll be back to start the second quarter in just a few moments.
All right, time to start the second quarter, Brian.
Back to live action as the second quarter begins. first down and 10 for the Falcons.
Rain picking up just a little bit, it seems, Brian. A little heavier than it was at the start of the game.
Stop by Riles. That's good for a Falcon. First down.
While we were away, we did have a first down gain by West Burlington. So Drake Day is now driving this offense through the rain deep into
And another
Fort Madison territory.
penalty
Down
marker.
to about the 27-yard line. A penalty flag. You're right, Sean.
I want to say that's 4 against us already.
5-yard penalty will bring up first down 15.
Someone got a little anxious on that offensive line and moved too soon, so they'll march off 5 yards. Makes it first now and 15 from the 32-yard line. Out of the shotgun again is Drake Day. Ramos is back there to his left. Rolling right and looking is Day. He's got a man.
Oh, and almost intercepted a penalty marker on the field as well. It was a great pass, but good job by the defender from Fort Madison. It looks like, was it number 27?
It was intended for number 4.
Pass was intended for number 4, who we do not have on our game program.
Tyler O'Toole with the near interception for the Bloodhounds.
Penalties marched off against.
Again, I think it's the blackout jerseys and the different roster that we have up here.
What was that penalty, Sean? Did you see the infraction?
I did not. I'm thinking it was either a hold or illegal block because that was a, 10-yard march off?
It's still first down, and
Day.
Drake Day is looking to throw, and he's not going to have enough time to get one away. He takes a dive to avoid the sack and loses a yard or two probably, as he was not getting a whole lot of protection so far tonight. He gets flushed from that pocket pretty frequently, and athletic passer, but it's tough to throw on the run. I don't care who you are.
The offensive line needs to step up here a little bit, give him some more time to find his receiver.
Now he's going to tuck it and run. He went back on, oh my goodness, another flag. One would suspect where that flag was tossed. It would be a holding call, but penalties are just crippling this offense. Whether it's a hold or illegal procedure or someone moving too soon, they're really hurting themselves.
6 penalties so far against the Falcons here in the first half. Holding.
Well, that's going to
Yep.
call back a very nifty gain by Drake Day. He probably ran for 18, 20 yards before he was taken down. And
Good solid run, but the hold was one of the reasons it was good.
exactly.
It happened right in front of that official, too.
Second down and 30 to go from our own 44-yard line. 10 minutes and 30 seconds left as Day hands off.
He's getting loose. He's still not going down. Ramos. Nice run.
30-yard line for the Falcons.
Almost back to the original line
Clayton
of
Poe
scrimmage.
just got his fingernails on his jersey to haul him down. Otherwise, he might have been gone.
He was bumping and running right through that big pack. And
Was that Hohenthaler?
no, that was Ramos.
Oh, these numbers are killing me. I'm sorry, folks at home.
Another run by Ramos.
That's Ramos. 32. These blackout jerseys and those dark numbers are hard to read from up here. I got to explain to people that might be listening at home.
Yes, they very, very subdued green onto the black. You can imagine at home. It's kind of hard to read from about press box level.
Well, we got fourth down now and 10, and they're going to go for it, it appears.
Ball on the 27-yard line, it looks like, of Fort Madison.
If you are joining us late, you haven't heard Isaiah Trousel's name. He is not dressed to play at all tonight. They're going to rest that leg that's injured and have him ready for next week. And that whistle you might have heard is indeed a penalty flag on the field. And this time it looks like it's going to go against West Burlington again, and it's another false start.
That's the 4th false start and the 8th.
I haven't been watching that
Penalty
closely to
marker.
see who it is, if it's the same individual or they've got several guys that are jumping a little early. That's got to drive any coach batty, especially after
Negative yards. We got play smart.
figuring out where they're going to mark this ball.
Looks like
Either
they're-
way, it's going to be 4th down and a mile for the Falcons, but they're deep enough now in Fort Madison territory that they could take a little gamble here at 4th and 15 and see if they can come up with a little magic. Drake Day out of the shotgun.
The Fort Madison defense is giving them a formidable run here in this first half. Nice pass.
Ooh.
Short of the first down, though.
Yeah, that was complete to Snodgrass. He did a quick little out pattern, and
Just
he
inside
got
the
drilled by
20.
Clayton Poe. He really was all over him. It was a great pass, great catch, and a very good tackle, too.
First and 10, Fort Madison on a turnover and downs at the 20, was it 20? No, 17-yard line.
Falcons have a impressive-looking defensive line. Really good size and good quickness. We
It's
would
a-
like to think that they can put a clamp on this running attack that Fort Madison has had very little success with so far tonight. Let's see if going out from underneath the center instead of shotgun
Nice.
is Poe, and he gets dragged down after a gain of maybe 1.
Nice convergent by the line, getting on to Poe as he came up. Really not getting ahead of steam at all, and forward progress called.
Big Landon Greer, number 74, 6'4", 260. That's a big man. He's just a junior. Looking for big things for him next year as well. Another run up the middle. Kind of hard to see who it was, but there was about 5 black jerseys
Yes.
tonight.
Green letters, numbers.
All over number 14, Estrada, junior running back from Fort Madison.
Third and what, about 6?
6, yeah. Ball's in the 22. Clock now looks right at 8 minutes left in the first half. They've stopped snapping it to the shotgun. They're running a kind of a full house backfield.
Ooh, little pit or little dump screen there into the secondary.
One of the rare passes you'll see them throw, that was Bentley, number 6, that caught the pass right over the middle, but it was maybe a gain of about 3, brought down quickly.
And 4th and short, looks like they're going to punt here. Ball on the 27-yard line. Greer back to Greer and Snodgrass back for the Falcons.
Well, Snodgrass has got 26 on his helmet and 20 on his jersey, so he's keeping us on our toes up here. Yeah, we'll go by the helmet, exactly.
And out of bounds at about, the 48-yard line, 47? Okay, 46.
A.J. Nolting is probably getting a little tired of kicking. That's about his 7th punt already in the first half.
We need to do our laundry and not get so many penalty markers, Brian. This is play some smart offense here.
Well, slow and steady wins the race.
That's right.
I would think if they could sustain a nice long drive, they're starting in good field position here, get some time off the clock, go down and get another score before halftime. That halftime speech from Coach Brewer would be a little more pleasant. I'm sure he's anxious to put some more points up on that scoreboard.
Looks like he's got trips left here, Brian.
We've got a penalty that was declined. What was that call? Yeah, legal participation that was declined. I'm not sure why
I guess
we
I missed
would
that.
decline that, but we did. It's 1st and 10 for the Falcons at the 46-yard line. And there's the give up the middle.
He's got a seam. That's Ramos. He's got a Falcon first
Ooh,
down.
that could be a late hit over there.
He was sitting down. when they hit him.
But he made a nice cut from the middle of the field, went over towards the cornerback, and got a nice first down. Nice run by Ramos.
That line's starting to make a few holes for our backs now. Another trips left.
The same exact play.
And Ramos he's just close to breaking one, Brian.
He's just churning away. They get their hands on him, and not one defender can bring him down by themselves. He has to slow him down, and he usually gets another one or two defenders to come in and finish off the tackle. So nice running by Ramos.
Towing him by the belt loop there.
Gain of about 9 for Ramos.
And again,
Let's see if they run it again.
Bloodhound.
And
secondary.
they do, and this time it's not going to work out, although I spoke too soon. He elude three white jerseys laying in the backfield. He pinballed his way through 3 defenders and made a little something out of nothing.
Slipped through the tulips there. Looks like we got an injured Bloodhound on the field.
Well, while they tend to the injured player, we'll take a quick step away from the action and be back in just a few moments. Okay, we're back with 6:23 in the second quarter. Falcons lead Fort Madison 6-0. Under center is Day. He hands off to, looks like Brem underneath there, got brought down by Thomas.
I stepped away. We got an update on the Burlington game. Greyhounds, who are looking better this year, 14-7 over Newton in the first quarter at Bracewell Stadium. But here at Bear Nelson Field.
Second down and 5 for the Falcons. We are looking for a sponsor that might be able to help us.
Oh, and wrapped up in the backfield by Fort Madison.
Add the video.
O'Toole with a solid tackle in the backfield, giving third down for the Falcons.
West Burlington, Notre Dame.
Just a little over 5 minutes now remain in the half. Falcons have only punted it once, 0. I'm guessing based on our little pregame conversation, we might have expected a little more offensive fireworks based on the history so far of what Fort Madison has done in their first couple games this year. But
well, Fort Madison is staying true to their form. I mean, they run. We have to stop them. Our offense is kind of sputtering right now. Incomplete passes, near interceptions.
And penalties have just killed us.
That's the big, what would you call that?
An
the big
understatement?
Gorilla, 800-pound gorilla in the room. Or
Alexander
elephant in the
Gully,
room.
the junior, was the ball carrier for Fort Madison. And the give goes right into the pile of Falcons, and there's about 5 green jerseys that stuff that run. And Poe is stopped for no gain. And I'm going to guess
a punt.
Nolting, number 35, is going to have another punt facing him.
He's going to have a sore foot at the end of tonight. He's really getting a workout.
So Snodgrass and Snodgrass? No, I'm sorry. That's Greer and Snodgrass are back to field this punt. That one's out of bounds. And the Falcons, once again, are going to get great field position. And we'll find out what they do with that field position after this.
40-yard line where it is first and 10 Falcons.
All right, here we go. Falcons first down, Brian. I would think let's put a score in before the half. I mean,
2.5 minutes remain before halftime. Military Appreciation Night, blackout night. Falcons lead 6-0. Out of the shotgun is Day. He's looking downfield.
oh, great pass. A little too early, or receiver a little too late. But
Just got him on the fingertips and he couldn't hang on. It was Snodgrass. It was Tanner.
Second down 10.
that
Second and 10.
would have been a first down and then some for the Falcons. I like opening it up like that, but let's get some completions.
Second and 10. Ramos is in the backfield. The give is right at the middle to Brem.
Stopped by number 55 from Fort Madison.
Bram on the carry, stopped by Mabius.
Mabius. Dalton Mabius.
Two, where it's third down and 8 on the Fort Madison 38-yard line.
Well, you just wonder. I mean, injuries are part of football, but you wonder what would be happening tonight if Trouser was able to go, but certainly don't want to risk adding insult to injury and injuring that leg any further than it already is. So,
Well, Ramos and Brim have stepped up, and they're putting some yards on the field, but penalties and incomplete passes, I think, have been kind of our sticks right now. Oh, speaking of, and a shot! Complete pass
To
for the
Snodgrass.
Falcons, but dropped hard.
Tanner Snodgrass makes an acrobatic catch from Drake Day down inside the 20-yard line to about the 18, and he got his bell rung, but he got right back up. He got twisted and spun around to the ground, but great tackle, clean tackle
Solid
by
shot, though.
Kraft.
All right, Falcons, as I talked about our passes we completed, let's do it again.
First and 10 from the 18. Out of the shotgun again is Day. This time he's going to hand it off over the left side.
Nice seam. He's
And
got
that is
one.
Ramos.
He is in for the touchdown.
Clayton Poe dragged him down from behind, but Ramos kept his legs moving, and it's a touchdown Falcons.
And on cue, a completed pass. Ramos comes out, and that's what he's been doing all night, Brian. Finding the seam and just catch me if you can, stop me if you can, all the way to the end zone. See if Gifford could put this through the uprights.
Slater Gifford, 6'3" junior.
And a nice, solid point after attempt by Gifford.
13-0 with a minute to play. We'll step away and bring you the rest of the first half action in just a few moments.
All right, Falcons set to kick off. Gifford kicking off for your Falcons after the touchdown and point after attempt.
Well, that's a great momentum builder for Coach Brewer as he prepares for the second half. Coming out with a 13-point lead is
Great kick by Gifford.
that was Alexander Gully who fielded the kickoff.
Gully takes the kickoff.
Nice return. First and 10.
Looks like the 23, 24-yard line. Oh,
20, yeah, about the 24, 25.
first and 10 for the Bloodhounds.
Ball's placed on the 25-yard line where it's first.
Looks
and
like
10.
the rain
Bloodhound.
is still coming down, but it's more of a
Ever so,
sprinkle
yeah.
or a very light shower. But there's not, I don't think it's having a whole lot of effect on the footing, maybe a little bit on the ball and handling it and catching it. But nonetheless, both teams have to play with the conditions, and Fort Madison attempts a pass, which they don't do very often.
Exactly.
And that falls right at Landon Bentley's feet for an incomplete pass.
I think that was a hurried up pass because we were coming right at him. They, yeah.
So a minute 2 remain on the scoreboard here, remaining here in the first half. Second down and 10 from their 25 comes the Bloodhounds.
See what kind of defensive.
Lennon Barker takes the ball and pitches out.
And camped out in the backfield. Here come your Falcons.
What a heads-up play by Snodgrass. He was on that running back right as he took that pitch from the quarterback and dumped him for a loss of about 5.
Timeout, West Burlington.
Timeout, Falcons.
The Falcons really sniffed that out. They were all kind of creeping up to the line of scrimmage, and when they seen the play ensue, that was a great job.
Well, Coach Brewer's, I certainly won't say he's getting greedy, but he's trying to be as opportunistic as possible. It's 13-0. He'd love to get at least a chance for a touchdown or field goal here with 3rd and 20 for Fort Madison, back on their own. What are they on? About the 15 or 16-yard line. So he calls timeout to talk it over, make sure his defense knows what to do. If they can get a stop here and force a punt, there's a chance for another score before we go into halftime.
We say it'd be easily. We were talking earlier, all these penalties in the first half easily add up to 50 to 60 yards of lost yardage. Smart play. And snap to number 12. Another pass attempt, incomplete.
They've thrown the ball more tonight than they have in the previous 3 games combined. So
Brady Reynolds was the intended receiver.
But I think the only completion that they've had was that little dump pass right over the middle, which I think you or I could have probably hooked up on. We could have completed it to each other. Nothing against the quarterback or the receiver, but they haven't had a hint of a deep pass or a deep threat of any kind. And Snodgrass is back to receive Nolting's punt. He's a busy guy tonight, 4th and 19. So Coach Brewer's going to get this punt with about 50 seconds left and try to get his Falcons down in scoring position.
Oh, get down on that ball. That was Greer, I believe, wasn't it?
Oh. It was Greer, and
late. Was that a late hit?
I thought I saw a little extracurricular activity, but 40 seconds remain. We're inside Fort Madison territory. The ball's right at about the 48.5-yard line. First down and 10 for the Falcons. Let's see what the Falcons can muster up here before halftime.
I believe the rain has stopped.
They fake it to Ramos up the middle, and
Wide
Day rolls
open.
out right, gets it to Snodgrass. He's literally has about 7 players over there trying to bring him down. He's still on his feet.
He's just slipping through them.
That whistle won't blow because he won't go down. What an
Great
impressive
job.
run. Now, ran a lot of time off the clock, but he also kept those legs churning, and that got him an extra probably 7 to 9 yards. Big first down for the Falcons.
Nice look by Day. Nice pass. Nice screen. What about a 5-yard screen pass?
I don't know what Gifford's range is here, but we're getting very, very close to his range where they'll be able to, if not get a touchdown, at least get a chance for 3. And here's
Day keeps
Day.
it.
Nice stiff arm. He lost
Fumble.
the handle.
Tackled by
Shipley was
Lozano.
right there to pounce on that fumble. He got tackled, and I don't think that had anything to do with the rain. The defender made a really nice play and stripped the ball from Drake's hands, and
Diego Lozano grabbed a hold of Drake Day and didn't let go. Swung him around. That ball came loose. And good job by Shipley jumping on top of it. So second and a whole lot for the Falcons.
Well, 6.7 seconds, Sean. I don't know if they'd be able to get a pass play off here and get out of bounds. They have a timeout left. It looks like they are out of timeouts.
Looks like it belongs to Draven Lewis.
So out comes the Falcon offense. This is going to most likely be the last play of the second quarter, unless Fort Madison were to call a timeout, which wouldn't make much sense. Trips right.
Like,
one receiver left. Rolling out right out of the shotgun is Day. He's looking.
Little Hail Mary, duck, duck, quack, quack. But we got it.
But we got it too late. Tate Snodgrass got up and dragged that thing out of the air with about 2 defenders on him, but unfortunately the clock had run out before they had a chance to convert and turn that into any offensive production score-wise. So as we go into halftime, West Burlington Notre Dame leads Fort Madison 13-0.
We'll see you in the second half, everybody. It's time for the second half here at Falcon. Well, your Falcon webcast here at Bear Nelson Field. Brian Fleming and myself, Sean Cockrell. Ready for this second half, Brian? What do you think?
Well, I'm sure the penalty situation needs to get addressed, and it probably was in that Falcon locker room. Those kind of penalties are just, no penalties are smart, but
Absolutely.
Those are just mindless penalties, and I'm sure Coach Brewer has emphasized to watch that, because I think our overall rushing for the evening is right at about 20 yards, probably about 120 if it wasn't for the penalties.
Nice kick by Gifford and a decent return by the Bloodhounds.
But the Falcon defense, Sean, has given up -6 yards so far running for the first half.
Would you call that pitching a shutout here in the first half?
I would.
We need to keep that up, and they have been. They've been the one solid constant thing here in the game thus far is that defense.
Well, last year they rolled up 49 points on Fort Madison down at Richmond Stadium. Let's see if we can light that scoreboard up a little bit more here in the second stanza.
I'd like to see what the Bloodhounds do to try to counter this defensive line that's been picking up virtually every run play.
Lennon Barker just kept that and ran it right up the middle of his offensive line. He got about 2 yards. That might be one of their longest gains of the night. Second down and 8 from the Bloodhound 30. Lennon Barker is a 6'1" sophomore. He's been shifting in and out at quarterback.
Ooh, a little lift.
He tried a quick pitch that out to Alexander Gully, and they've tried that play a couple of times, and more times than not, they've had a little problem connecting in the backfield there, and it was bobbled and dropped for a loss of a couple yards. We've got an injured Bloodhound down on the field. Let's get him tended to, and we'll stop back with you in just a few minutes after this quick Falcon timeout.
right, the injured bloodhound, number 25, Alexander Gully, who I believe was tackled on that play, slow to get up, got him to the sideline. We're back to football, Brian.
Doesn't look like a serious injury, thankfully, so we'll see if Gully can return, and in his place will most likely be Clayton Pohl, paired back with Barker in that backfield.
Yeah, Lennon Barker.
And Quentin Estrada checks in to the offensive backfield. And he goes in motion.
Barker with a keeper.
And from behind, Shavonte Nelson dragged down Bentley for a loss.
His first time we've mentioned his name tonight, and he's a force in that defensive line.
So it's going to be a 4th down and 14 for Fort Madison, and our buddy A.J. Nolting is going to get another chance to boot one away to either – who do we have back there now?
Shipley and –
we got 21 now. That's Jaden. I know you're probably wondering why we can't figure out these jersey numbers, but we've even noticed that there are several players that change jerseys at halftime in the locker room. So we have to go with the numbers on their helmets and not so much the numbers on their jerseys. So
and grabbed.
Be patient with us.
Tanner Snodgrass up the middle.
Sean, I think he might have got accidentally tripped up
by
his own player, by his own teammate. Yeah, it looked like Hohenthaler was going to make a block, and it looked like he might have tripped his own guy. I'm not sure, but nonetheless, it was a pretty nifty run back.
And you could see the Jets come on there when he turned that corner. And like he said, had he not tripped, that might have been a 6.
Well, I talked to Coach Brewer after a game a week or two ago, and he had nothing but high praise for both these Snodgrass boys. Great students, great athletes, good kids, and he has high hopes for both of them doing some pretty special things in high school and after high school.
Well, we know Tate, solid hands as a receiver. Tanner obviously showing his legs, and he's also a comparable receiver as well. So
Tanner's a 6'3", 175-pound sophomore, and Tate is a 6'6", 190-pound senior. So
both of them.
I think he was probably referring more to Tate because of obviously him being a senior this year.
Right.
But he can be a difference maker. He can disrupt your game plan if you're a defensive coordinator.
Multi-sport athletes, too, because I say their name quite a bit during basketball season, both Snodgrass kids. All right, back to action after a Fort Madison timeout. Number 14 for the Bloodhounds.
Day hands off in the backfield to Ramos, who rumbles around and tries to make a few people miss, gets a nice gain of about 6 or 7 yards down to the 33-yard line of Fort Madison. Sean, I'm thinking this offensive line might be able to wear down this defensive front for Fort Madison if they can continue on some of these long drives, sustained drives.
Coaches did their scouting in that first half, and it's paying off here in the second half.
Well, that was
Ramos.
A second down run for Ramos around the left side this time. He scampered for a reasonable gain of maybe 4 yards, 5 yards.
Ball on the 17-yard line.
Second down and 5.
Falcons in the red zone here. See what we're going to do. Come away with some points.
Well, they got Shipley now in there playing left guard.
Ramos, right side, still on his feet.
Oh, and he breaks
Still
another
moving.
tackle, and he is going to spin his
He's
way.
in for a Falcon touchdown. Touchdown, Falcons.
Ironically, I saw 55 line up at left guard. He pulled around that right side.
Penalty
And
marker on the field, though.
what a gutsy run by Ramos. He would not go. Those Snodgrass boys and at Ramos, they don't like to go down. They keep those legs pumping, and he spun his way down in it. Unfortunately, we're going to have it called back due to a infraction.
And another infraction.
It says fall in love with as many things as possible.
Not sure what's happening there.
Another penalty marker thrown.
Another penalty marker has been thrown. Trying to sort this out.
We'd like to thank the administration of West Burlington Arnold High School for the new seating that they've provided for Sean and myself. We're enjoying these pleather seats that he got on sale at Staples, I'm sure.
And probably
The back-to-school savings discount special blowout. They're a little wobbly, Sean, but
well, Brian, I'm actually in an old chair because it sits higher. So,
another budget cut.
well, we kept the old ones up here in case we need more, I guess. So,
Well, there's multiple infractions on this play,
There's
and they
laundry
threw a
all over the
second
field.
marker as Fort Madison kind of re-huddled over towards their sidelines. Now, I don't know
what is going on
what's
here?
going on, but here comes the explanation. Let's see if we can figure it out without a microphone.
Personal
foul
on-
against Fort Madison. 2 unsportsmanlike conducts. Is the touchdown good then? Oh my God, Casey! That's and 1. The guy that me and Marlo golfed with.
So it is a Falcon touchdown after the laundry's picked up and we disseminate. It was 2 unsportsmanlike conduct and a personal foul.
Penalty markers reflecting unsportsmanlike conduct on Fort Madison.
So
Touchdown.
with a point after attempt for Gifford right here. And a bad snap and block by Fort Madison. Point after attempt is no good. Your Falcons lead 19-0 now here in this second half, third quarter, as the Falcons set up to kick off.
No, I'm just talking to Marlo.
And
Newton 24, Greyhounds 14.
Onside kick. Let's go. Not onside. Onside.
and the penalties assessed for that touchdown, Brian, on the kickoff. So we're kicking to them on their own 30-yard line. Have you ever seen that?
After those penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct, we will be kicking to Fort Madison from the Fort Madison 30. And I got to believe Nick Brewer has something up his sleeve to see if we can take advantage of this field position with an onside or
Why wouldn't you? Absolutely.
or a pooch kick of some kind.
A squib or an onside.
Let's see what Gifford ends up doing.
Would a kickoff through the uprights count? Oh, that's right, because we're not on offense. He did it. He did it.
Too bad he couldn't do it after a touchdown.
That was a 40-yard kick. That does not count.
I don't understand why he didn't try to, offsides him or something. But nonetheless, it's still a touchdown. We still have a 19-0 lead with 8 minutes and 51 seconds as the Bloodhounds take the field. And
You wanted to know his range earlier, Brian. Now you do.
yeah, a 40-yarder. Ball is on the 20 now, so I guess that's a net 10-yard kickoff, right?
Handoff.
Boy, I tell you, it's almost like a rugby scrum out there. There's about
Little
18 white and green jerseys in a giant mass of humanity trying to find the ball carrier. There just isn't a whole lot of flash of this offense, and I don't know if they've got positive yardage yet this game or not. I know at halftime, like I mentioned, they were in the negative in regards to total offense.
The little extracurricular activity there at the end of that play.
Well, he ended up getting 3, so it's 2nd down and 7, and Ramos is going to grab it from his center and just churn right up the middle, a little quarterback keeper, and I think he might have even lost a yard on that attempt.
I think, as you mentioned earlier, our defense is wearing that offensive line down. And when all you do is rely on the run, you're asking a whole lot of your offense, especially if they play both sides, Brian. A whole lot of your athletes to try to provide lanes and blocking for your running.
There's a rare pass play, and I believe he hung on. It got
and a
tipped.
penalty marker on the field.
There might be a penalty against our defensive back, but it's Lorenzo Riles, number 38, a fullback that made the catch. But since the pass was behind the line of scrimmage, it can't be pass interference.
Pass complete to Riles. Up close to the first down marker with a penalty marker on the field.
Let's see what the official comes up with.
He has been a busy man this evening.
Illegal use of hands is the signal against West Burlington.
Automatic first down for the Bloodhounds with that play.
First and 10 Bloodhounds from their own 39-yard line after that infraction against the Falcons. They've got a very unusual offensive formation there. They've got 2 receivers or running backs kind of facing the middle of the offensive line where maybe a flanker or a tight end would line up. And they've got 1 back to the right or left of the quarterback. And hasn't been very effective so far. Let's take a quick timeout, and we'll be back in just a few moments.
All right, back to action after the timeout. Again, that looks like that same formation that Fort Madison has shown.
But I've never seen an end-over-end shotgun snap before. This guy snaps it like it looks like a punt going back to the quarterback. Barker was the ball carrier. He mustered maybe a yard, maybe 2.
Ball on the 39-yard line.
We are looking at just under 7 minutes to play, Sean, and 19-0 is your score. Good guys are winning.
I think I heard Casey mention that the Newton is now on top of Burlington 24-14 down at Bracewell. That's a 21-point turn there.
That is Clayton Poe with the carry. That's probably the longest gain of the night for the Bloodhounds. He probably got a gain of maybe 6 yards, 7 yards there. Not enough for a first down.
He did get a head of steam coming out of the backfield there on that left side, and our guys took a bit to catch up to him, and they are giving him a first down, Brian. 1st and 10 on the 49-yard line for the Bloodhounds.
Reese Richards was on the stop for WBND. First down, Bloodhounds.
Another run, I bet. Is that Poe again?
That was Poe. And it looked like Snodgrass was right there in the backfield to make the initial contact, but Poe was able to escape and get another couple yards.
Poe's
Not a lot of offensive fireworks on this side of the football tonight so far, Sean.
It's who's running it now? You got 3 backs behind the quarterback.
The full backfield. Quarterback sneak.
And didn't sneak anything on anybody. Our guys were right there for it.
Not a very creative call it. 2nd and 7, but Landon Greer was in on the stop for West Burlington. Well, I'm sure the coaching staff will watch these films tomorrow or Monday, tomorrow or Sunday, and see a pretty solid effort from that defensive front.
We couldn't ask any more from our defense. It's doing a great job.
There goes Poe, handed off and started sprinting around that left side. Gets out of bounds after
it's going to be another
first down. First down, yeah.
Well, they seem to have found their little bit of momentum here with Poe. He is kind of a quick back coming out of that backfield.
If they're going to keep changing jersey numbers on us, we're going to have to ask the equipment manager to put numbers on both sides of their helmets. Because if you look at a helmet, they only got numbers on one side.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Falcons do. We'll figure it out. 1st and 10 for Fort Madison. Full backfield. Little play action fake, didn't fool anybody.
Number
Snodgrass
25.
made the stop.
Gully's back in.
Yep, was the injured Bloodhound a series ago. Good to see he's back in action. 2nd down and 9. Sean, give me a quick recap of the Bees season. I wasn't a loyal follower. What happened towards the end of the season?
The Bees were in it for the wild card. Ended up losing the last 3 out of 4 and missed it by 2 games. Wisconsin got hot. We did not. And the Bees still had a great season. A lot of good players, a lot of new players. The Angels did renew their contract with the Bees. So for the next 2 years, you'll have future Anaheim Angels here at Community Field.
3rd down and 6 for the Bloodhounds.
Oh, great coverage by the defensive line.
Landon Greer just blew his offensive lineman out of the water and got into the offensive backfield to make the initial stop and forced him out of bounds to bring up a 4th down. Great defensive effort by Greer.
And I believe that was Poe who he caught up with.
4th down and 8.
So, yeah, it was a great season. We'll see you next year. Come on out in April. Again, future Anaheim, Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim players. A lot of great memories this year. We had our first ever Star Wars night. Brought 1,000 people to the ballpark, Brian. It was a good time.
Wow. Did you dress up as something?
No, but Darth Vader threw out the first pitch, which
cool.
was exciting. Oh, and a sack by the Falcons. Great sack.
That was Luke Shipley, now wearing number 55.
Barker just did not know where to go, what was going on, and Shipley was right there around his ankles.
Big sack on 4th down by Shipley. He's been solid all year long on both sides of the ball. He's been playing about 3 or 4 different positions. He was in, as I mentioned earlier, on that touchdown run at left guard. He pulled out and kind of got the escort going on the right side for a touchdown. He just made a terrific defensive play to stop Fort Madison's threat as they entered Fort Madison or Burlington territory, West Burlington territory. And here we go. Under
Nice
center
handoff.
is Day. He hands off to,
I think that's Ramos.
I think it's Brem, actually.
Or Brem.
I haven't seen him a whole lot since the first quarter, but really nice run. Gets well into Fort Madison territory over
First
midfield.
down.
1st and 10, gain of 10. Reynolds and Cole made the stop for Fort Madison.
First down. First and 10 on the 45.
Hohenthaler is in motion, and
another bad snap, and he's going to lose that. And Fort Madison jumps on it. Terrible snap. And just like that, Fort Madison has the ball. Looks like the 38-yard line of West Burlington, Notre Dame.
Oh, I can tell you as a former center, you have one responsibility before you do anything, and that's make sure the quarterback or your punter or the holder gets the ball into their hands. And I know what it feels like to make an errant snap. So
penalty marker on the field.
It's holding on West Burlington, which will be declined. And after that bad snap, and Day trying to make a heroic recovery, he couldn't jump on the ball in time, and Fort Madison regains possession. First and 10 now on the 38-yard line of West Burlington, Notre Dame. Let's go defense.
Our defense doing a great job tonight, but they're spending a lot of time on that field, especially this third quarter. Trips right. He's looking to throw. Oh, and
Landon
wide
Bentley
open.
hit him right in the breadbasket, and he dropped a sure first down catch. Would have been inside the 30.
Parker's pass intended for Bentley falls incomplete.
If I'm a defensive back for West Burlington right now, I've got to be a little bored back there.
Yeah, bored.
Haven't had a whole lot of passes over 3-4 yards thrown at them, and don't get a whole lot of activity back there when you run the ball 95% of the time.
See what the defense can do here on a second down and 10 for Fort Madison. Trips right here. Little shovel pass into the secondary, incomplete.
Brings up third down.
It's back-to-back pass plays by Fort Madison, something that hasn't happened all night.
Well, it hasn't been the prettiest of performances for the Falcons, with several penalties on both teams, a couple of turnovers for the Falcons. So there's quite a few areas of concern I'm sure Coach Brewer and his staff will address. But at the same time, this is an easy game to potentially look beyond at where we're going down to Keokuk next week. And you're on a real nice tear right now,
And another big sack for the Falcons.
winning 3 straight like we have, and with plays like that where we got Reese Richards made the initial sack, and Barker went down hard. A loss of about 9 or 10.
It was kind of an odd formation there.
And it would appear there is a penalty flag on the field over near the West Burlington sideline.
False start on Fort Madison, declined by the Falcons.
That's a procedure call. So the Falcons decline it, and that will bring up fourth and almost
a lot.
20.
Fourth and a lot. And
if I'm going to vote for player of the game for Fort Madison, I might have to give my nod to A.J. Nolting. He's been busy back there. This is probably his 12th punt of the night.
He's a yeoman back there punting. And it takes a
gonna,
Fort Madison bounce.
That's a touchback. We're almost approaching the end of the third quarter. We'll step away for just a moment and be back with live action right after this. We are back to live action. First down and 10, minute 56 remaining in the third quarter here at Bill Nelson Field. And we have a horse race. Drake Day handed off to, I believe that was Brem.
Brem getting
No,
some
it was
carries.
Ramos. And nice carry. Got out to midfield, or I'm sorry, out to the 41-yard line. Gain of 21. Good for a Falcon first down. 19-0 is your score as we close down the third quarter.
He's got trips left here. Looking like a possible pass play.
Ramos again gets the call. He gets dragged down from behind by Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, nice stop. Grabbed him by the shoulder pad and just swung him around.
Yeah, almost could have been viewed as a
Horse
collar tackle, but no flag. Second down and 6. Well, I got to tell you, these young Falcons are going to really enjoy this one. If they can close out a victory and be 4-0 on the campaign, I would assume that would qualify them to burst into the state rankings in 3A. There was a lot of talk about whether or not they were going to enjoy the challenge of moving up to 3A from 2A.
I would.
So in the last 2 weeks, I've been informed, we have been receiving votes, but we have not yet been officially ranked. So if we can win this one here, we would like to think that all might change come Monday. 1st and 10, West Burlington. Day hands off to Ramos. He slips a couple tackles and gets knocked out of bounds at about the 48-yard line of Fort Madison. Ramos is showing a lot of toughness out there. He's getting hit hard, bouncing off people, and fighting for yardage. I'm guessing he's our WBND player of the game so far, wouldn't you say, Sean?
Absolutely, yes. Also, I mean, our offensive line giving him lanes to run in tonight. It's just been a good job by them as well. And Coach Brewer has to be happy he has his running game, even though Isaiah's not in the game.
Here's another run. This one's to Ramos. He gets greeted by a wall of white jerseys, and he's able to lean into them and gain maybe a yard or two. And that will be the last play of the third quarter. As we get ready to move the teams around and start the fourth quarter, we'll take a quick break with the score: West Burlington Notre Dame 19 and the Bloodhounds from Fort Madison 0.
All right, here we go. Start of the fourth quarter. Falcons on offense. Day takes a snap. Takes a look left side, ends up keeping it. Gets about a 3 or 4 yard scamper.
Quentin Estrada, the 5'10 junior, makes the tackle on Day, and the Falcons face a 4th and 5
Right on
from
the
the
45.
45-yard line of Fort Madison. So I'm guessing they might go for it with a 19-point lead. And it appears that they heard me because they're going to go for it.
Coach has been pretty conservative here with his running game. Makes me wonder if he might throw the ball.
Rolling out right towards the press box is Day, and he's got a seam. And he cuts back into the midfield and down to the 30-yard line. First down and much more for Drake Day.
Nice field vision by Day there on the keeper. Had daylight to run. I mean, 20-yard run there.
I think, Sean, you just
15
mentioned the
yards.
score from Bracewell, 21-14. The third quarter's just starting. Newton now ahead of the Greyhounds by a touchdown. We lead by 19 here and mounting a pretty nice offensive surge here as
Brem with the ball.
just rumbled his way down to about the 21, 22-yard line and got smacked pretty hard in the back. He's fine, though. Bounces back up. In comes Ramos.
While we're
Out
moving,
goes Brem. He's got stuck pretty hard in the spine, but
yeah. I was just going to mention the Bloodhounds. While we're moving the ball on them, they are putting some good hits on our ball carriers.
and I wish I had an official scorekeeper because I'd love to see what Drake's passing statistics are because he has not thrown the ball a whole lot, but he's going to throw it here and he's going to go for the end zone, and
Incomplete.
Snodgrass could not quite bring that in. It was thrown towards the corner pylon, and it was a little outside of the reach of Snodgrass, so he couldn't yank it in. That's a third down now and 3 for WBND.
Chance Red Donald on the pass coverage. Third down 3.
Johnson on the coverage there. Good coverage by their safety, and let's see what happens on 3rd and 3. I'm going to guess a handoff to Ramos. I'm right. There he goes around the right side into traffic, and he is going to gallop over the line.
For another Falcon touchdown, Brian. Touchdown, Falcons.
He just left a trail of bloodhounds in his wake. He had about 3 white jerseys on the ground that had tried to slow him down, and he was not going to be denied. Great run, great effort by our player of the game,
Ramos.
25-0, and we're going to see if we can make it 26-0 with this PAT attempt.
Ramos, a 5'11 senior for the Falcons.
Slater Gifford, our junior kicker. Now let's just do what he did on that kickoff. It's a bad handle on the snap. That wasn't the kicker's fault. And the score now, West Burlington, Notre Dame, after the failed PAT, 25-0 over Fort Madison. Let's step away, catch our breath, and be back in just a moment.
Gifford set to kick off for the Falcons.
Gifford set to kick it away.
Bloodhounds back to receive.
Well, now we want to hold these guys to a shutout if we can, too. We've held them to no points scored, and nice return out to the 31-yard line by Nicholas Carter, 5'8" sophomore for Fort Madison, and Clayton Poe and London Barker, that two-headed quarterback, if you want to call him that, will bring his offensive troops out to the field with 9:50 remaining in the ball game here in the fourth quarter. Beautiful night for football, as we mentioned. The rain has stopped, and the West Burlington fans have been reasonably quiet, even though we've got a 25-point lead. There hasn't been a whole lot of big plays. Nice run over the left side by Chance Red Donald.
I haven't said his name hardly at all tonight, and pregame it was one of the names we were supposed to look for because he's had a lot of their yards this year.
It was a gain of 7 for Red Donald. Brings up a 2nd down and 3 for all you math majors out there. And instead of the shotgun, Poe gets under center, and he's going to do the quick pitch student body right over by the Falcons bench. He gets knocked out of bounds.
Penalty marker on the field, Brian. Right by the sideline.
That might be an illegal block in the back or a hold, I would guess, but I've been wrong before. Richards and Hohenthaler were in on the stop.
It looks like it's on Fort Madison.
I'm guessing going to send it back and make it 2nd and 8. Holding
on Fort Madison. Marches it back 10 yards.
That's a 10-yard infraction, so it'll be 2nd down and 13 from their own 26. Well, I'm sure this is not a fun week of practice when you're winless on the season. You come up here and play one of the hottest teams in 3A right now. It's pretty humiliated to get shut out, and give these guys credit. They're fighting out there, but you're starting to see a little more excitement, a little more emotion from the boys in green.
And a little
as
more.
They smell the blood in the water, no pun intended.
Say a little more disappointment on the Bloodhound side.
3rd down now, 15 for the Bloodhounds.
Starting to look winded and tired on that offensive line. They've just kind of been doing their best, but Falcons are doing a great job in stopping this run.
A couple of new jerseys in there for West Burlington, so it looks like Coach Brewer is going to rest a few of his players, give some of his younger kids a little playing time, which is good. Good opportunity for that when you're up 25 points in the fourth quarter. 4th down now and 17 after a loss of 2 on that last play. And Snodgrass made the stop, and he's also back deep to field this punt. From the Falcon player of the game, A.J. Knowlton. This is no joke. It's got to be his 18th punt. Left-footed kick, takes a nice bounce, rolls all the way down and out of bounds to about the 25-yard line, it looks like. It will net out at a pretty impressive statistic when he looks at the number of punts. I don't know about his average, but that was a fortuitous hop that just kept rolling end over end down into the Falcon territory. 52-yard punt. That'll grow gray hairs on the special teams coach when you see a kick like that and your kid doesn't get up there and field the ball. Can't let those things happen.
What do you say? It's elementary just to run this clock down, eat some clock here, and put this game away.
Day is in the shotgun, and Ramos gets the call. He's going to burst forward and maybe muster out 2 yards on that. 1.5 yards. 2nd down and about 8, 9 from the 25-yard line. Clock is running. Fort Madison has 1 timeout left. So as you just said, Sean, we're going to try to probably keep the ball on the ground and run as much time off that scoreboard as we can.
Eat away at that clock.
Shotgun formation, and looks like it might have been a busted play, so Day's going to take it and run out of bounds around the left side. It turned out to be a reasonable gain, but it looked as though someone forgot either what the play was or they were out of position to, unless it was a quarterback keeper option where he had the option to either keep it and run or hand off, and he decided to keep it. Either way, it's a gain of about 7 or 8. So it turned out for the better, 3rd down and 1. He did get out of bounds. That stops the clock. And here come the green machine.
Tonight it's been the running machine.
And borrowing a page out of Fort Madison's playbook with the amount of running they've done.
As they say, give them a taste of their own medicine. And Ramos has been really the
penalty against
catalyst.
The Falcons is illegal shift. So a 3rd and 1 now extends to a 3rd and 6. And the ball now rests on the Falcon 27-yard line. And we are ready to go. In the shotgun again. Sounds familiar. Handoff to Ramos. He goes around the left side. Might have got enough for the 1st down. Nice run. Good blocking out in front of him. And it is a 1st down for West Burlington.
That's good for a foul.
25-0 is your score. 6:42. Clock is running in the 4th quarter. Out of the shotgun formation comes sophomore Drake Day.
Looking to throw. Finds a man. Gain of about 5.
His pass
Hohenthaler
was complete to Tanner Snodgrass. He did a little patented Snodgrass spin move, but the defender was able to hang on and bring him down to the ground as we approach the 6-minute mark. 2nd down and 3 after that gain of 7. And another
bad
errant snap.
Day's trying to make up for it. Gets around the corner and bails through the Falcons sideline. Made something out of nothing there, Brian.
Well, I think Jacob Fritz and Drake Day might want to spend a little bit of time working on those exchanges. They've had, how many would you say, 5?
At least.
Snaps that have been mishandled, or?
And 2 or 3 were completely not even into Day's hands.
Well, this snap is perfect out of the shotgun. Ramos gets the carry, gets
He's
the call.
breaking through.
Runs past midfield. That's another 1st down for the Falcons.
Right about the 42-yard line.
14 yards.
Ramos is really putting on a show tonight. Nothing flashy, but very effective. Just good, solid, north-south power running by Ramos.
Here I am, come and get me. Style of running.
1st down 10.
And
guess who gets the call?
Right back to it.
He plows over 2 defenders, and Ramos goes off tackle for a
Say about 5 or 6. 6 maybe.
down to the 37-yard line of Fort Madison. I mentioned earlier that next week the Falcons will travel to play at Keokuk. I don't know a lot about Keokuk so far this year, Sean, but
Well, I know they've been good in the past, but this year I'm really not sure as to what Keokuk, if they're in a...
there's another off-tackle play, and there's a mob of humanity down there trying to get Ramos down. He's got green shirts pushing him from behind, white shirts trying to slow him down, and it turns out, I believe, in a 1st down for Ramos, and it is.
Falcon 1st down.
It is a yeoman's effort, as you said, Sean, by
Give it to me, Coach. I'm going to do what I can.
Rodrigo Ramos. Good for him. He probably doesn't get a chance to get this much activity, these many carries,
He's just pushing it for another
With Trousel
first
in there.
down. Well, and one thing in this second half, Brian, is the laundry has been picked up and not falling on the field like it has been in the first half.
And I got to believe that if we did a time of possession here in the second half, that Bloodhound defense has been out there a lot more than their offense has. So these guys are hands on hips, a little dejected and definitely a little worn out after trying to stop this running machine of the Falcons.
Great offensive line, great blocking, good field vision by Ramos tonight. And there he goes.
That's not
on
Ramos,
cue
that's Brem.
for another Falcon touchdown. Rodrigo Ramos in the house.
It was Brem.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brian Brem. It was an exciting run either way, but it kind of threw us off there. Threw in number 44, and he just popped through that hole quick, and I believe he was unscathed.
Well, they do have similar running styles. So
Yes, they do. Great team speed regardless who has the ball.
touchdown.
I'm assuming that Trousel will be healthy enough to probably play next week. But, I'm sure he doesn't need to risk injury. If they don't need him next week, they'll probably be careful playing him.
2-point conversion.
They don't need him tonight because that 2-point conversion was good, making the score Falcons 33 and the Bloodhounds nothing. Let's take a break and come back with 4:05 to play. This is Falcon football.
All right, we're back. Falcons set to kick off here in this fourth quarter, up 33-0. Trying to pitch a shutout now, Brian. See if the defense come in here and shut the Bloodhounds down here in the fourth quarter.
High end over and kick at the 12 is Poe. Looking for a little daylight. Dances around.
Oh, he's getting a little speed going.
Nice little hurdle move over a tackler, and he's brought down at about the 41-yard line. It's about a 31-yard return by Clayton Poe, who also is a part-time quarterback / running back in that Bloodhound offensive backfield.
Oh, a Daniel Crooks sighting, whose dad is our scoreboard operator. Mark Crooks, also the Burlington Fire Marshal, one of the people up here in the press box.
Does he have one of those new comfortable chairs? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mark's got the new comfortable chair. That's right. Did you bribe Schmidt like I did to get the good seat?
You still need to make your payment, boys.
There's the snap and the give up the middle for a gain of maybe a yard. And this clock is going to tick down to 3.5 minutes here, and this game is going to be over before you know it. It was not a flashy contest, not a lot of fireworks, but boy, the running attack of West Burlington has just been very impressive. We were estimating here during that last break that Ramos probably has well over 200 yards on the ground rushing.
Nice stop by.
May have close to 100, and Day in that 50 to 60 yard range. So it'll be interesting to see what the official stats say.
Nelson with a nice stop on that play. The line of scrimmage. Third.
And one. Nomo in the white. 2 minutes and 50 seconds clock running, 33-0. Your West Burlington Falcons in the lead. Fort Madison now just trying to make something happen, and this is going to be a rollout pass, and he's got a man, and I believe he hung on, and he did.
Barker with one of the few completed passes. Is that the second maybe or third complete pass?
By far and away, the most impressive hookup that he's had tonight. That was Landon Bentley that made the catch in traffic. So pretty impressive throw and catch by Barker. It's a 1st and 10.
For Madison showing a little life here in the fourth quarter. I think trying not to be shut out.
Ball is out on the 46-yard line now of West Burlington.
With the way the Falcons have played tonight, Brian, I really like our chances the rest of the season.
There's the give to number 24. I'm sorry, that's 28. That's Harley Penniman.
Penniman, yes.
5'9" sophomore running back. Seeing a little action here at the waning minutes of tonight's contest.
Yeah, with the running show tonight without Trousel, I know Coach Brewer has to be happy.
Well, if there's such a thing as good luck or good timing with injuries to one of your best players, this would be it, with Trousel not dressing tonight and having his backup.
Oh, that should have been a illegal motion call.
But to have your backup run for close to 200 yards is something special.
Yeah, that should have been on the right side. You had two people moving at the same time.
Well, for those of you still listening, we are going to do our best to get video for our next home game in addition to audio. We're a lot more fun to look at than we are to listen to. We'll keep our fingers crossed and see if we can find the right size cord.
I believe September 23rd is the next home game.
I believe you're right. There's that end-over-end snap. Shotgun in pursuit is
intercepted by the Falcons. I did not see who did it, but nice interception in return.
I can't tell who it is yet, but I'll give you a number as soon as he gets up. Impressive catch on the interception, and even more impressive return. Yep, it's Snodgrass.
Tanner Snodgrass. Great job all the way down to the 34-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 33, and I'm guessing he'll take a knee here, or no, he will not. He's going to give it to Ramos again. He hurdles his way over the 30-yard line for a gain of about 4. 2nd down coming up. And now we have less than a minute to play. And one of the things Coach Brewer said this week was he wanted a balanced attack, putting offense, defense, and special teams together. And I would say that
Dre loses his footing.
Their defense has looked excellent. Their running game has looked outstanding. A couple of miscues here and there to clean up, but overall I'm sure Coach Brewer is pretty pleased with the performance of his team tonight.
I was just talking to Dave Schmidt, and our next broadcast will be September 23rd, homecoming here at Bill Nelson Field against the Mount Pleasant Panthers.
Well, there goes Brem around left tackle, and he breaks it outside. 4.6 seconds left. He got down to about the 15-yard line.
So that'll be the next time. Hopefully we have video for the homecoming game.
And that will do it for tonight's contest. We thank you for tuning in. Final score from Bill Nelson Field, Falcons 33 and the Bloodhounds from Fort Madison 0. Congratulations to Coach Brewer and his staff for a great game plan, great execution by his team, And we will see you from Keokuk next Friday night. Sean, thanks for helping tonight.
Thank you, Brian. Great job as always. Like I said, we'll hear us again on the 23rd. Mount Pleasant Panthers come to town for homecoming. Have a good night and go Falcons.